The weather today is absolutely perfect. It's another diving day and I'm heading out to one of the most beautiful reefs on the entire planet. You just have to see it to believe it. What's going on, guys? It's Ray here, and today I'm still down here in the Florida Keys and it's diving day number 2. Now yesterday I went out and I was able to dive around a wreck and around French Reef, and they were absolutely amazing dives. It was a little choppy out, but the visibility was really good and I was able to capture a lot of marine life. Now we are heading out to some pretty cool dive sites today, so let's hope that I'm able to encounter some pretty cool animals. But that's enough wasting time. Let's head on over to the dive shop, get all checked in, and head out to the dive sites. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure to check out Fantastic Films merch if you haven't already, to go pick up some apparel. Right after leaving the dive shop, I could tell that today's conditions are some of the best that I've ever seen. Less than 1 foot seas and peak visibility. I knew this meant the dive was going to be amazing, so I couldn't wait to get out to the site. Eventually, we reached our first dive site of the day and I got all geared up and hopped into the water. I descended down to the bottom and was just blown away by how stunning it was. I was only 10 seconds into the dive and I was already thinking to myself, this might be the best reef dive I've ever done. My first good encounter of the day happened when I spotted this angelfish right here. Angelfish are one of the best looking reef fishes, and it's always a nice surprise when you're able to get up close with one. As I made my way over some of the reef, I couldn't believe how healthy it looked either. Look at how vibrant and healthy the reef looks right here. Just amazing. As I swam around, I kept finding these large schools of fish, and I even had this really cute encounter with a porcupine fish. Porcupine fish are undoubtedly one of the cutest fish on the planet, and I'm really glad I was able to get up close with this one. Now, whenever I did find a large school of fish, I was able to get my camera in the thick of the action, and it led to some incredible shots. It was clear in my mind that this was turning into the best reef dive of my life, and I captured some amazing footage in the process. Coral reefs are a super highway for marine life. Whether giving protection to smaller fish or giving larger predators the opportunity to find prey, the amount of life is just astonishing. Eventually though, we moved on to our next dive site, which was only a 5-minute boat ride away. I hopped back in and was immediately surprised when I saw this massive barracuda cruising around the reef. This barracuda had to have been at least 4 feet long, and eventually he found this little nook in the reef to rest in. I followed him over there and was able to get my camera pretty close. Even though barracudas are relatively harmless, seeing those teeth up close definitely keeps you on edge. Just a few minutes later and I came across this green moray eel resting on the bottom. Moray eels can get much bigger than this, but it was really cool to see this one not hiding in the coral. However, speaking of hiding in the coral, I was able to spot this massive spiny lobster right here. Lobsters don't do a whole lot besides just sit there, which allowed for me to get my GoPro really close. It seemed like every turn I made, I was discovering a really cool new animal. And the find of the day happened right here when I spotted this nurse shark. She was just resting on the bottom taking her afternoon nap, and I settled down to get some shots of her. But as I did that, she thought I got a little too close for comfort and swam away right into this cave. It's always a blast when you get to come across one of these sharks, and I love the shot of her swimming into the underwater cave. But here I was in maybe the most beautiful reef on the planet, surrounded by some of the coolest animals on the planet. And I captured some amazing shots, all starting with this passing school of midnight parrotfish. But as they say, all good things must come to an end, and this spectacular dive was unfortunately over. Today ended up being the perfect day for diving. The weather and the conditions were stunning, and I got to explore around one of the most beautiful reefs in the world, encountering some amazing animals along the way. Make sure to stick around to see me go on more underwater adventures, including the next dive where I encounter 2 sharks and 4 stingrays. And go check out Fantastic Films merch if you haven't already.